Alright, this is going to be a noisy, windy video, but I'm going to do my best. I'm looking at a bunch of zero turns. We've got Spartans, we've got, I mean, you name it, Scags, etc. So this is what I'm interested in. I'm looking for a Scag replacement. So the Maverick HD has my attention. So I'm here looking at one in person, and the deck is pretty sturdy. It's got lots of bushings here for suspension. One thing I noticed is right here, this is some of the powder coating or paint has come off, and that's already rusting. I know it's not going to focus very well. That's a nice bike. Anyways, there you go. It seems to be okay. You know, thin metal where it shouldn't be, and you know, thick metal where it should be. I don't know. Everyone has their own rhyme and reason why they want to put this where. This suspension it's pretty soft, actually. No flat front tires, you know the deal. These don't feel very good. They just cheap. Gotta be a Dodge. Anyways, even with 2 bolts in here and this cranked up, this seems to keep coming loose, the adjustment. And this tube that goes in, it just seems really flimsy, and you have to put these in the right position for them to lock. There it goes. So it's kind of, they just kind of wobbled. It's not a direct solid feel like the Scag. Anyways, another thing of interest, down there, that bar, watch that bar. See if I can get this one to do it. Well, this one's not rubbing. Well, the other machine is rubbing. Well, let me show you something that really irritates me. You get in this sucker. Oh, this seat belt is different. So these seat belts are all adjusted funny. But if Mrs. Jello wants to ride the mower here, let me scoot the seat up, and she adjusts the suspension travel for her suspension. This seat belt, look, I can't even adjust the throttle now. I literally have to get up out of the machine or reach down here and adjust the seat. Now I can adjust the throttle. So this thing may need to be changed, the angle or whatever. Minor, but it's something that the factory should have caught, since they pay so much attention to detail and they go over these things before they leave the factory. Well, she's trying to move the seat forward. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It was stuck like Chuck, probably from sitting out in the rain. Miss Jello's trying to adjust the deck height here, and she can't even figure it out because the arrow is not even pointing at the push on the deck. Put it down to 3.5. 3.5. Or 3, whatever. Just pick C. See the slop in it? Now release. That's not where it's pointing.
Kind of. It's
off a little bit. Close, but no cigar. It's another thing here. Rivets holding this in. This is cut out. Kind of, I don't know if that's metal. It's very thin. But down here, that's a sticker. Matter of fact, it's starting to peel off. Sticker. They could etch through there, like the Skags got it cut out, and they got it cut out there, and that'd be a nice feature. Mrs. Jello was saying everything else is orange, red, whatever their color is. Why can't they put that red so you can see? Because at a quick glance, you don't know where it's at. But she doesn't mow that often. I'll be the one mowing. But I guess once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. But it would be nice to have that color matched. This has the Honda. I won't touch a Honda as far as I can throw it. You guys that watch my channel, you know why. Anyways, let's look underneath the seat. All right, underneath it's a strap, a nylon strap, and it's kind of, let me remove this cap. It's cute, they got a cap with their bulldog on here. It's just a little rivet and stuck in there. I like that it has individual reservoirs for the hydros. It's like an evaporator canister or something there. Here's how they're seat. That's just kind of It's kind of flapping around, dangling in there, the seat safety. I might tie wrap that or something. But this seems like this could be a little thicker here, the seat latch. And the pan seems okay. But watch down here, this is a weak bracket right here. When I shake the seat, there's a lot of flex in that. I don't know. That's a hot mess of the wires. I noticed that. All those wires, and that's got to do with the EFI. This is where your choke would be, but since it's fuel injection, you don't need that. The canisters not even on straight. Looks like this hose just kind of flapping around here. I don't know, lots of rivets. Seems like it would be a rattle box. They put some tape in there, reflect the heat, but this thing, the muffler being right up against that pretty much, it's gonna get really hot. One thing else I noticed, these bolts are loose here on the rollover protection, because it's hard to tell, but let's see if I can get the shot. There's the gap, and then I'll just yank on it. See how that gap got bigger right in there? So this is loose, obviously. Let's do it again. There's that, and then the gap moved. Minor stuff, but for something that you know, they say they pay attention to detail before it leaves. They got some little things that could be tidied up for sure. There's a loose wire here. That fuel filter is very tight. Little things. I just don't know if this is built as good as the Scag. And I don't know. Take a peek back into the engine compartment here. So there's not even full welds back here. There's just little welds. I mean, good enough, but full welds would be nice. And gosh, that wiring's a mess. Let's go look at a Kawasaki. Yeah, it looks like a Kawasaki top right there. This one's a 54. Yeah, FX730V. So let's go around. At least this one's on straight. Dirty. Seat switch, wire flopping around. Another strap. Yeah, the wiring is definitely tighter up back here on the non-EFI version on the Kawasaki. Comparing it to the EFI on the Honda, I don't have an EFI Kawasaki here to look at. But yeah, look at a weld on this one. That's a smaller weld. Thick here, thin there. Oh, another Dodge driver. This wire's could have a little more slack, but. And that's on the tension, that's on a cable, so this is going to move and that's going to take it with it, and it'll be a matter of time before that wears out. Little things, little attention to detail here and there. Kawasaki is a better engine in my opinion. And these could be a little beefier. They need to tie wrap that wire in there. Definitely need to do something about this seat belt hitting the throttle control. And maybe beef up these arms a little bit. Here's some control arms that are already starting to rust pretty bad. hard to see, but there's just, even with all these bolts, there's just a little bit of slop in here. The more I sit on these damn Maverick HDs, the more I'm like, what the hell were they thinking? Watch right here. Doesn't look like much, right? This handle's moving forward and back like 2 inches. That's slop. That's no good. All right, I'm outside the machine. She's sitting down. She's gonna shake the handle and show you the slop, the amount of slop there is. Should not be doing that. Oh, there we go. Right down there, that bar, this one's touching. See that? Right there. Boom. Boom. Touching the frame. That'll wear over time. Does this have any quality control, powder coat, paint issues? No, it's just a matter of time. More rivets up there. The seat is killer. The flap-free front tires is killer. 3400 hydros is great. Tires, man, okay. Kawasaki, hell yeah. The deck's good. I don't know about the spindles, they're maintenance free. So going back to this throttle lever that interferes with the seat belt on the Kawasaki models or the non-fuel injected models, it's a little rubber ball here, or actually it's plastic and it's very thin. Look, you can bend this sucker. And that seat belt mechanism is gonna bend this and crack that over time. But let me show you the Honda one. It's a different setup. So here's a Honda version. See, Honda. This one is more of like a teardrop or like a balloon shape. It's a little different design. It's still pretty flimsy. Of course, it's drive-by-wire. There's no mechanism in here, but it is a different shape. And it's actually taller than the Kawasaki, so this is definitely, depending on your seat position, and you go to change the throttle, you might be stuck, or you might sit down in this thing and make it go full throttle. That's gonna be fun. Paying attention to detail, not. And these are all minor details, but it's little annoyances that would just kind of drive me nuts over time. I would definitely check the bolts and the nuts. Those need to be tightened for sure. But other than that, it's an okay machine. It seems. I haven't driven the thing. The seat's great. Any of the dial seats are great. I really like one of these suckers. That's money. All right, well, I guess that's it. Overall, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. I expected a little more in a bad boy, and they've come a long way, and they seem to be okay, but they need to be a little more refined. This is a 48 Liberty with a Kohler in it. That's supposed to be black. I wonder if they ran out of stitching, or if that's UV fried, or what the hell. What gives? I've never seen that like that before. Anywho, all right, let me get out of here before the cops show up, kick me out. Actually, I've got permission to be here. I drove an hour to this place to check out a bad boy, and I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Here we go. If Scag wasn't such a pain in the ass, and if their dealers weren't such a pain in the ass, I'd probably be all over this one right here. 52-inch Tiger Cat 2. Stick a Kawasaki FX in there and call it a day. But man, they're too much money. They're putting those Lonkin, LONCIN engines, which are not any better than, matter of fact, the Predators from Harbor Freight are probably better. So Scag's putting their name on that damn engine and sticking it in their mower and charging $500 more than a Kawasaki. You guys are smoking crack these days. All right, let me get out of here. That's where it's at right there. If you got 20 grand. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments.